Good morning, everyone. Good morning, Anupji. Good morning, Shashikant ji. Today we have a special guest with us, Mr. Anup Singh, the founder of D-Life, which is the Keto, Low-Carb, Paleo community, the diet community, Indian community it is. So this is the first community with these aims in view, guiding keto and low carb and paleo diets. This is the first community of its sort in India, and it is also an award-winning community. And why we need such a community is that if you take my case, that is the ample evidence why we need such a community and the support of such a community. I have been a diabetic for over 20 years. And when I was on conventional medicines, I found that my situation was becoming worse instead of getting better. My medicines were increasing, my insulin was increasing, and I found that I could no longer continue on the single long-lasting insulin and the medicines. I would have to soon migrate to an additional short-acting insulin before my meals. And I saw my relatives going into bathrooms at wedding receptions to have that short-acting insulin just before having their food. So I didn't want to be in such a situation. So I wanted to find a way out. I found many paths leading to diabetes reversal, as they call it, but none of them was suitable for me. For example, there was the restricted calorie diet. If I go on a restricted calorie diet, I may lower my metabolic rate, which is already low, and that may not serve the purpose. The second one was keto. Keto was very divergent from what we were eating, and I am the housewife, the grandmother who provides food for the entire family. It should not be too far away from what is being given to the rest of the family, so it should be some manipulation within the Indian regular food. So for all this, I needed a low-carb diet. So I just started one on my own, and I started this channel because I knew I would make mistakes, and if I have to go to the hospital, they would know what were the things that I was doing. It was started out of fear. And I was searching for a community that would support me. And I was searching the net. I saw the D-Life and I joined D-Life. From there on, it was progress all the way. And Mr. Anup Singh used to help me. He would come on online in WhatsApp also, and I would contact him and ask my doubts and clear my doubts. And the community was supportive. They were posting videos and they were posting recipes which would help, which was not very restrictive. And that is why I wanted the rest of the Malayalis or whoever is listening to know about D-Life and how you can safely maneuver through a low-carb diet and attain attain a lower, an improvement in your health. In 2019, I joined in 2018. By 2019, my HbA1c was 6 and everything else was okay. But what happened was when the COVID situation came, I could not manage because all my mates stopped coming and my children moved in, and I was again under stress, and everything went haywire, and I got COVID. And COVID caused so much inflammation and had so much pain in the body afterwards and all that. And the situation again deteriorated. Immediately after COVID, my figures went to 8. After that, I started dieting again, but I don't know how it is now. I'll have to go back and check. So this is why I want everybody to know about D-Life. And I have talked enough. And if we want to know about D-Life and its ways, we have to talk to Mr. Anup and Mr. Shashikant. And I want to ask Mr. Anup the circumstances under which he started this D-Life community. It's an award-winning platform. It has so much resources that you can meet whatever needs you have on its resources itself and the supportive community. But I want to ask the D-Life founder how he got the idea, how to start such a platform. And it is what gave him the impulse and the motivation.
Yeah, good morning, Susan, and welcome again to see you. But to put the long story very briefly, I started low carb solo in 2011. Now, 2013, a community came up. It was a UK-based setup, where only Indians were, interacting on diabetes management primarily. Now there I started talking of low carb, 2 years of experience, but the, I mean, the moderators were very against low carb per se. So I was banned, booted out. I reappeared, resurfaced with n number of handles. And ultimately in 2014, I decided that, enough is enough. Now there should be something of our own, India-centric, Indian-centric, where we are not rehashing what the Westerns are talking of. We have to, get something which is applicable more or less pan-India. Because as you said, Kerala, there's a different lifestyle. If you go to Gujarat, there is a different lifestyle. Every, 100 kilometers, I think the language and dishes are changing. So that was primarily the motive behind launching the forum part, which was the first we launched. And gradually, as the members joined, success stories build up, the content started building up. Now it's around 8 long years, and we are very happy that, we are where we wanted to be. And that's the short story, what motivated us to, get launched this forum. Now it is a platform, no longer a forum. Yeah.
So you have mentioned keto, low carb and paleo diets. And many of the people around, even doctors, ask me, are you on keto? And they'd say, Susan is on keto. They don't know the difference between low carb, keto or paleo. Can you explain these diets?
Yeah, Shashi, you are taking this?
Anyone, if you want, you can take. I can also take.
Yeah.
Now, everything is actually generalized. Keto, low carb is totally generalized without realizing there's a difference. That ketogenic diet is a diet where the carbohydrates are kept very low, 30 grams, 20, 30 grams. Very few people can tolerate even 40, 50 grams. But then the carbohydrate is low enough to generate ketones. So ketogenic diet is severely restricted carbohydrate diet. Whereas in low carbohydrate, the carbohydrate is a little relaxed. It can be 100, it can be even 120 in some cases. Now the original paleo diet is something different, where where all these foods may have been included, plus they may have included some other like honey or something which is available naturally in the environment. Now, when we say paleo in Indian context, now there's a paleo which is followed in down south in Tamil Nadu, Indian paleo, so which is nothing but our low carbohydrate or ketogenic diet. So these are how the different diets are there, and I think we should be able to tailor make all these diets based on what is possible for us to do, and our metabolic damages, the extent of metabolic damage, and what is our goal. So many people do very well with low carbohydrate diet. Some of us, few like people like me, we require ketogenic diet. For example, I do very well on ketogenic diet because I have a condition called tinnitus, which really flares up if I take more carbohydrate. So another joint takes and all will go up. So the moment I'm in a low grade ketogenesis, like 0.5 millimoles per liter, so I do very well. But then a lot of people, like I will say 90-95% of the people are doing extremely well with low carbohydrate diet or even a relaxed low carbohydrate diet. Yeah, over to you.
Yeah, Susan. Technically, paleo restricts certain food groups. Okay, low carb is we are focusing on macros primarily, and keto, the aim is nutritional ketosis. Now, this is the broad difference.
The diseases that you can address through these diets, not just diabetes. There are metabolic syndrome. There are other problems that can be reversed. For example, I had introduced one person who, he had a kidney problem, kidney dysfunction, and that was reversed. That was reversed on keto. You had guided him. So what are the diseases that benefits by not keto? Hear me? Hello?
Yeah, it is dropping in between, but it's okay. We can hear you. Shashi, you can take that question.
Yeah.
I think
Now, yeah, Susan, I got your question. Doesn't matter. So you want to ask that which are the diseases that can be disease or disorder which can be addressed by either low carb or keto. Let me keep this entire spectrum. Now, what happens is the biggest advantage of doing either low carb or keto would be for diabetes. I'm mentioning this because diabetes is spreading like wildfire across the world, and we can call ourselves capital of diabetes. We are just behind China in terms of number. So diabetes can be totally reversed, and me and Anup, we are an example. I am an example for last 7 years. Anup is around 11 and 12 years. It also has a very strong role in helping hypertensive patient, that is patient with raised blood pressure, to reverse it. So we can get off people from medication for hypertension, polycystic ovarian disease, fatty liver, obesity, a lot of neurological condition. It is well established that ketogenic diet is very, very useful in epilepsy, in many of the epileptic condition. A lot of other neurological condition is coming now. Maybe Alzheimer, maybe dementia, maybe Parkinson, and also other metabolic disease like cancers, because there are a lot of ongoing studies. Though the studies are not conclusive as of now, but nevertheless, there are a lot of studies. And one area which is being now opened up is mental illnesses, like bipolar, anxiety, and depression. We have D-Life, we had a podcast with Dr. Chris Palmer, who has just released this book called Brain Energy, and he's making waves currently right in the world on the application of ketogenic diet plus other factors in mental illnesses. So to speak to, let me like these are the few things which I can remember. Anup, you have anything more to add?
No, that's okay. I mean, live case we have of Rajneesh Bhatia with respect to certain mental disorder.
And also, yes, certain early stage of kidney disorder. Early. Now, I had a case where there was a small improvement in eGFR and reduction in creatinine level. Though not advanced stage, these are all early stage, and also reduction of microalbuminuria from 100 units to 8 units flat within 3 months. So it has a lot of application. Maybe possibly even it has good application. Bone and joint disorder. This is one thing I'm forgetting, because I myself am a case of that. Because bone and joint disorders also involve a lot of inflammation, whereas a well-formulated ketogenic diet is a very strong anti-inflammatory diet, so it can help. Yeah.
So how is Indian low carb or keto different from Western? Do we have to use the same kind of foods, avocados and?
Yeah, Anup.
Yeah, see, Susan, if we compare with Western diet, the animal protein consumption per capita is around 120, 130 kg. Indian subcontinent, it is around 4 to 5 kg. Now, if we look at this, big difference, obviously the logical answer is we cannot, in general, follow what Westerners are doing. That is point number one. Point number two, as I said, state to state, the dietary habits are, the recipes are basically different. We are not having, like beef, bacon, and egg, north to south and east to west. So we have to, what we do is basically focus on hand-holding the patient rather than, pushing some agenda-based diet. Yeah, no, you have to do this if you want to get better. What we say is, okay, you are having this, we'll tweak it, we'll work on it so that it falls within low carb definition to begin with. So short answer, Western diet, no, we cannot follow, because Indians are primarily vegetarians, primarily. Even non-vegetarians, 5 days a week they are vegetarians.
Yes.
Yeah, Shashi.
Yeah, see, when you say avocado and all, see, there is no issue. We can take avocado. Avocado is now available in India. Especially it is grown in South also. There is no issue. Please understand, when we say low carb or keto, see, a ketogenic diet high in fat is essential for certain neurological condition. But for most of us, for our metabolic condition like obesity, diabetes, PCOS, hypertension, what we need to focus is on proteins. While it is called as LCHF, low carbohydrate, high fat, low carb diet, the macros which we focus is protein first. So we need to keep our protein in optimal state, maybe 1 gram or 1.5 gram. The ideal, the best part at least we can do is to keep 1.5 gram per kg body weight, keep protein higher. Fat comes attached to it. Use some fat for cooking. Don't drink fat, and then use a lot of non-starchy vegetables. And we can titrate the carbohydrate as per our metabolic tolerability. In fact, there are few people who take a small serving of grains also, maybe in the morning or night, depending upon their requirement and the extent of metabolic damage. So as Anup Singh says, nothing is really restricted, but we can restrict various foods on to a smaller quantity. But the focus has to be on protein. So protein is the king, as I always say. Protein is the king, fat is the queen, and carbohydrate is the pauper or the subject, which has to be according to our necessity. Yeah.
Everywhere there is some mention that Indians are low in protein, deficient in protein. And there is a sort of black mark against animal protein, especially down south. They say that it causes cancer. So we should not have animal protein too much. And so everybody restricts their protein, and they restrict their pulses and legumes, saying that it produces gas. So there is a protein deficiency. There is also, I heard, a protein deficiency also leads to a kind of diabetes, protein deficiency diabetes. So what about protein supplements? Are they recommended, or are they discouraged, or what?
See, the only protein supplement which I recommend is whey protein. That too, not in all, maybe in very few, especially vegetarians who are not able to have adequate protein intake. And especially maybe some senior citizens are highly sarcopenic, having osteopenia, osteoporosis. So in those cases, especially vegetarians, I go for whey protein. It has to be very highly selected, and we don't recommend for all.
Okay, I also have all those conditions of osteoporosis and bone loss. So is a diabetic on low carb likely to get deficiencies?
Anup, you want to answer this?
No, answer is no.
How do they?
See, when it comes to certain supplements like magnesium, vitamin D, well, we have to take magnesium for lifelong as far as possible, because it has got around, I think, if not more, at least 300 functions or processes within the body which are magnesium dependent. And regarding vitamin D, I would say everybody is vitamin D deficient, whether he is on low carb or a high carb. So de-supplementation is obviously needed. What we don't push for is calcium supplement. We say if you take magnesium, calcium will go where it belongs to. So that is point number 3. And regarding vitamin C and all, it's okay. B12, vegetarians, yes, they may need it. B complex type of capsule or supradine, as we recommend usually. So that takes care of everything. And plus, we are not eating junk food, which leaches your body of whatever is supposed to be withheld. So, bas itna hai. That's it. Sashi can add more on this because he's the guru.
Yeah, I think we need to make it well formulated in the sense that let us have a variety of foods which are there which are required or which are permitted in low carb. The idea is to have a variety of foods so that you pick up all the micronutrient. If you stick to the same thing, which unlikely, many people will not do the same thing. So there is a possibility that we might face some deficiency, either B12. Surprisingly, almost they have found out that 60% of the Indians are deficient folate. I don't know why the general people are deficient in folate, because everyone is vegetable and the general population. But then when it comes to low carbohydrate diet, yes, we recommend a variety of vegetables. And protein itself will see, protein and vegetables itself and fats will itself provide possibly all the nutrients. And if we are not able to fulfill, maybe we can require a supplement. We need a supplement. Maybe we can analyze our day's food, enter it into the food log, which is available in T-Life, and then possibly find out whether we are deficient of certain micronutrients. But then it is possible to get a well-formulated low carbohydrate diet.
Yes. Do you recommend that the vegetables should be raw, or can we cook and or steam to for better?
Raw, never.
Never.
Answer is never.
Only certain
Vegans,
one or
they,
two, maybe one or two, those salad variety can be had.
salad, yes,
Maybe
but otherwise no.
maybe this cucumber and all is okay. The rest of them has to be cooked. We are a cuisinivores, and if we go into raw kind of stuff, we are going to face severe problem. No green smoothies for us.
So we know that there is whatever you require to know is available on the forum. You have to just log in, or if there are people who have experienced the benefits of the diets, and they will also advise you. They are very free with their advice, and they will also recommend the recipes. And there are recipes for breakfast for vegetarians, breakfast for non-vegetarians, lunch recipes. Or everything you require is on that platform.
Susan, so, one point. When you said you take help of those who have been successful. Now, I would say if you're going in for consultation, get hold of people like Shashi and others who are well certified in the sense that they know in and out. People like me, if you consider my case, I never consult personally, never, and never would, because my approach is I just look for take-home message, experiment, and see the results. So whereas Shashi or people like him who are certified, qualified to literally handle any case, they know what is to be done for a specific condition in a specific client.
Okay. So now I would like to know more about D-Life. What is the way of joining D-Life? What are the facilities available? Can a person who has joined consult Shashi or anybody who is a nutritionist at any time? How to go about consulting? And what are the other facilities available, like the courses you offer? You are offering some courses also. So can you speak more about D-Life and what it is now? It has grown to a very big platform.
Yeah, I would start from the courses, right? So, we, the low-carb nutrition diploma, that is the first and the only one in India where certification comes from NAAC accredited autonomous institute. Others may be doing, some gym sort of stuff, sports nutrition. They focus on only sports nutrition, and that too certification comes from NSDC sort of a tie-up or something. Whereas in our case, it is a certification which comes from a full-fledged institute, autonomous institute, which is accredited by NAAC, and NAAC is a body under UGC. So that way we are first. We are the only one in India right now. There may be many, coming up with certain courses, but I don't know. I cannot comment about them. And that's it. So far, I think 9 have certified. They have completed the course, got their certificate, and roughly around 20 are in process of various stages of the progress. Now, as far as the community from where we began our journey, that is, yes, it is a content-loaded site, I would say, to the extent that, again, across the world, there would be no parallel platform with all the features, the success stories, and more importantly, the Indian-specific recipes, which are not rehashed, but primarily largely posted by members who have tried, tested, and tasted them. Yeah, Shashi can add on to this if I have missed anything.
Yeah, see, like Anup has said, see, this is not only India focused, but this is disease focused. I mean, people can learn the utility of low carb diet with disease compared to the many other courses which may be available. And we have a very strong, post-course support, in the sense people can go back and refer to the material. A lot of materials are also updated. And then we are there, we moderators are there to help people out. And I think the popularity of the course is now growing. There are many people in India who are actually practicing low carb by seeing a few videos and reading a few blogs, which doesn't bring the entire low carb into one aspect. So when when people join diploma in low carb nutrition, they are so surprised that the content is so dynamic. We have there are 3 pharma guys who are there actually. Me, Arun Kumar, there's one more person who I joined. We have a mainstream registered dietitian, MSc dietitian who is there. Now recently we also have a doctor joining, and an MBBS doctor actually has joined to do this course. So it is getting more and more accepted. Another best part is the access to the forum, because forum has a lot of success stories, troubleshooting different aspects, and access to more than 1,200 low carb dishes, which is very unique. So whether it is low carb, whether it is keto, Indian, vegetarian, non-vegetarian, vegetarian, so everything is available under one roof. So this really makes it very, very unique course.
If you look at course in totality, as Shashi said, the course is backed up by 250 plus success stories. Reading theory is one part, understanding theory is one part. Now, if you want to see how it has been implemented, there are 250 diverse cases, vegetarians, non-vegetarians, vegetarians, everything, and they have all succeeded. So they can always, call that a sort of a practical which they have not done, but somebody else has done for them, and it is there for them to refer to and take whatever message they want to take from there.
What kind of subscriptions are available to the forum?
To the forum, I'll say right now we have added one, read-only subscription, read-only, where you can get to know all the recipes, check there, and you can go through all the success stories. If you want to, if you are in a particular, I would say a particular type of a case or a group of cases, then you can always experiment based on those, whatever we have done, and link them. That is one. This is yearly subscription where you cannot post anything. You can just read. And second, of course, is a one-time payment where you can post everything, whatever you want, and we are there to guide. And third is lifelong subscription plus one-on-one consultation with a nutritionist, which has been certified through diploma. Not everyone. So these are the 3 packages available.
And yeah.
Shashi.
There are certain places where you can
I think
data logs and things are also available, isn't it? You can log in your data.
Yes, we have spent a lot of money on adding features, because buying a software and putting up a run-of-the-mill forum, it ultimately does not serve the purpose that we started it with. But yes, data logging is there. Then you don't have to now refer to any website in the world for checking the nutritional value of any item that goes into your meal. If anything is missing, we'll find and add that data. Then trying to figure out macro by manually calculating using a calculator is a tedious task. So roughly now around 500 recipes have got all the micros calculated, and any recipe that you post, the macros are automatically calculated as it is linked to the nutritional database.
Plus, I think more than 10 research papers which are published daily are also available in D-Live. The amount of the wealth of research papers which are there is unmatched.
Shashi and Arun, they take care of that. Must be around more than around, I would say, roughly 10,000 posts or something, just on these small research items that come out almost daily.
Clinical studies, research.
And of course, soft copy of around 200 books, which members have uploaded.
Yeah. As for those research papers you have uploaded, the one thing which I found outside, first I found it on YouTube, then I saw that Shashikant Iyengar had already posted it in D-Life. That was the elephant in the cupboard, thiamine deficiency. That is a very important thing. as far as people like me are concerned, diabetics are concerned, because it acts almost like an enzyme in the assimilation of sugar or conversion of sugar into energy. And no doctor has ever told us anything about thiamine. No doctor has ever told us anything about magnesium. No doctor has ever told us anything about restricting carbs. They have always told have 3 idlis and just 3 idlis and sambar is supposed to be your protein, which will also spike your blood sugar. If you have idli, you have to restrict the idli and have an egg or some hard protein with it. So that is one important thing I found, that I searched the net for such information because nobody else is going to give you that information. All very critical information as far as I'm concerned, very critical information which doctors don't talk about, which is available on D-Life. That is why I have this great appreciation for D-Life, for hand holding also throughout my association with D-Life. You have been very kind to come and talk to us. And I think this gives a summary of what D-Life is about. If anybody wants to understand D-Life, they have to join D-Life and connect with it, and then you will not be disappointed. I can say that. If you are not interested in searching out everything by yourself and spending a lot of time and getting wrong information also, D-Life is the place to go to, where you can be assured of the scientifically formed low-carb diet low-carb or keto diet that will suit your lifestyle. It is individualized, it is Indianized. So that is all that I have to say about today about this. And if any doubts come up, you are free to ask. I think doubts may come up on the posted video also. Then I will connect them to you. So thank you very much, Anup ji. Thank you very much, Shashikant ji, for taking this time out and coming and meeting us. So Anantu, do you have to say something?
Hi, thank you, Shashi sir and Anup Singh sir. And first time I am hearing about the D-Life, and so I'm pretty much interested, and I am also recently started exercising because I'm having I have got the belly fat as well. So sitting in front of laptop for at least the 12 to 14 hours of the day. So I'm started exercising and even started to reduce the rice from my daily plan. Surely, definitely, I will be going through the D-Life and I will start practicing the procedures of a D-Life and the low carb as well. So because I am having one doubt. So keto diet, I have heard a lot of news that many of them are having the kidney failures and some other diseases are also while starting the keto diet. Would you like to suggest me something that whether I have to go with the keto diet or low carb will be suiting best? Because I'm also from Kerala. So the rice is a part of our life. So which one would you suggest us? That means the keto or low carb will be fine.
Yeah. See, what happens is among family, friends, and the media, they will say keto damages kidney. But I want you to show me one single research paper which shows that, one single research paper, and I will show you many research papers which shows that it actually reverses this condition.
Oh my God.
So now what you should take up, low carb, keto? Anup Singh will answer.
Yeah, Ananta, you can start with low carb.
Great.
We always say, I mean, on forum also, we never say that keto is a compulsion. It is a choice, right? It is a choice. Now, if you start with low carb, like Shashi did, first 2 or 3 months, he was on low carb. Gradually, when he settled, he started reducing carbohydrate to the keto range, which is 30-40 grams per day. And last 6-7 years, he's on keto now. So it all depends on personal comfort level. How, you should not be going through all the anxiety of managing your diet to fit into a keto brand. If it comes to you naturally, well and good. If it does not, then low carb works perfectly well, as Shashi said, for 95% of the cases. For example, me, I have tried keto thrice. I have failed thrice, and longest I could sustain was, I think, 14 days.
Okay.
So for last 11 years, you can say I am on low carb. Low carb is anywhere between 80 to 100 in general. But on certain days, when I find that I'll be moving around a lot more than what I do usually, then it can kick up to 120 also.
Okay. Okay.
It is all dependent on your personal carb threshold. That is point number one, which normally is not that badly damaged that you, immediately shift to keto until or unless you have a history of around 20, 25 years or maybe 15 years.
Okay. Right.
But otherwise, low carb, yes, start with that. And once you settle 6 months, 9 months, whatever is the timeline that you want to attach to it, then you want to try keto, sure, no harm.
Okay.
Acha, one thing, we say D-Life. Now there's a dlife.com site also, which is US. We are dlife.in.
Oh, right.
There's a D-Life furniture also in India.
Yeah, D-Life.
Yeah, in Kerala, they are having the headquarters in Toronto and Kochi, I think.
Shashikant, can you post the link in the end screen? And or shall I post in the description box when I upload the video?
That you can do.
To D-Life. Because, people would like to connect. You see, many people are not able to attend.
Yeah, I got it.
Because many are not familiar with Zoom at all. And many don't have the facility. And so many people are also working and they are not able to take their time out and attend this. Anantu, you will be in the office, sir?
Sorry?
No, I am working from home only.
Okay, that is why you got the...
Yeah.
So thank you, Shashi. Thank you, and Anu. You have been a lifesaver for me when I was really confused and worried about how to go about reducing my diabetes figures. When I was going from bad to worse, that was when I came to D-Life. And now I know that there is a solution to everything. It need not be bad to worse. So thank you very much. We will conclude here now. And if any help is needed, I will come back to you.
Thank you, Susan.
All right, thank you. Thanks a lot.
us.
Thanks a lot.
Thanks, Susan, for inviting us. Thank you.
Yeah, it's a
All right,
privilege.
bye.
Bye-bye.